Hey lovelies, it's Heather. Gonna go ahead and shoot today's video. It is morning time. It is actually 11 a.m. and I'm awake. um, my sleep schedule's been kind of being all over the place here lately, but I still sleep during the day for the most part. Sometimes I sleep a few hours at night and a few hours during the day. I don't know. I don't know. If you've seen videos, you'll see where I was talking about how I've been talking to this guy, Noman, and about how, like, at first I was like, and I'm still, like, I don't know. I talked to my friend Eddie, the one that helped me move whenever I was moving in here with my grandmother, and he's like, just be cautious, and all this, and don't give out this information, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh God, is it a scammer? Is it just somebody trying to scam me? But then I talked about how I feel like I've talked to Naman before. And then there's even Anas, and I was talking to him before. I feel like I've talked to him before. So I don't know if I'm just having some really strong deja vu or what the hell's going on. But it's good for the most part. I'm not feeling like really bad about anything, even though I don't know. It's almost like I'm kind of, I think it's where I've been working on everything, like, and stuff, and like, it's just a detachment from all the negative thoughts that usually cloud my mind. I mean, I still have really bad days, but it's not like it used to be. So I don't know if I should give credit to, the guys, and by the guys, I mean Anas and Noman. If I should give credit to them, if I should give credit to everything that has happened in my life up to this point, even all the abuse and crap that I've endured in my life. Sorry, there's like one fucking gnat that is just flying around, driving me crazy. But God, summer. Anyways, summertime here. But anyways, that's even like the other day when my daughter talked to me. Granted, she was feisty, I'll say, and the things that she said to me were really, hurtful. But I mean, it wasn't bad. It was just like she was very demanding. So, it's like, but she talked to me more than she has in a while. It's been a long time since she talked to me that much. Last time she talked to me that much was probably when I seen her on Thanksgiving, and she actually stood out on my porch where I was living at the time, and I got to hold my baby niece, and she talked to me for a good while, but she got mad at me because I was hugging on my niece and everything and kissing all on my little niece and stuff. And she kind of got mad at me for it, and she's like, pay attention to me, like, kind of, she didn't say that, but she's like, I'm trying to tell you about things and you're not listening to me. And I remember that, and I was like, I'm sorry. But it's like my niece, I've not seen her as much as I've seen my older niece, because ever since my baby niece has been born, I've practically been working. And then there was an incident one night when she came and spent the night, and she would not go to sleep, and we were up, and it was like 3:30 in the morning, and by 4 o'clock in the morning, it was like, okay, your nana has to come and get you because you're driving me crazy. And the kid started smarting off to me, and granted, she was like 2.5, 3 at the time, I guess. And I was just like, you stand right here until Nana gets here. I was like, I've had it. Stand here. Here's your bag with your stuff in it. Stand and wait. I was like, no, we don't, no, And I was just really fed up with her. And she stood there and primped up to cry, and then I started teasing her, and then she started smirking, and then she started getting hateful again and back talking me again, and I was like, you ain't coming to spend the night for a while with that attitude. But it was alright. It was all good. But then I did get her one day after that, probably about 6 months later. And she spent the day with me, and she played with Clarabelle, my daughter's dog, like the whole time, and it was so freaking cute. So adorable. But anyways, so that Thanksgiving is the last time I had like a long conversation with my daughter. And again, she was telling me about school and how she was doing in school and how her grades were, and basically that was it. Everything that she tells me, though, it's like you can tell she's being coaxed, basically, on what to tell me, because this kid would tell me everything, all the time. Even she'd tell me when she was mad at me, or when she's irritated with me, or she'd sigh, or, let out, like, when she'd be at home, she'd just be, like, irritated, and she'd show it, you knew she was mad, or whatever. And so it was almost like well, it's what they call a power struggle, and it happens. But whenever she comes over, whenever she sees me here lately, in the past, which granted she hasn't seen me a lot because I stopped visitation be a year ago, almost, coming up next month. I stopped going to visitation, and I've seen her twice since then. Thanksgiving and then March, I believe. And that's it, I believe. I don't think I seen her around Christmas. I might have seen her around Christmas too. I can't remember. I don't think I did though. Let's see, Christmas. What did I even do? I don't even know. That's how fucking distraught I've been. But any damn ways, damn, I miss my kid. But anyways, the last 2 times that I seen her, and I did see her at visitation at a different place, but I can't remember what month that was, in all honesty. But she just is always telling me all the great stuff, all the good. And that's unlike her. I'm not mad that she's focusing on the positive. That's good. That's good, when you can focus on the positive. But I've also raised her to be honest. And that's even like before, when she was kind of first with them. Or not first with them, but like the first 6 months she was with my parents. That's like one day, I just asked her, or no, this might have been, let's see. It might have been 3 or 4 months she had been with them. And I spoke with her, and I was like, what's going on? How's it been? How you hanging? And stuff like that. And she's like, I'm good, and I was like, are you? And I could tell she was done mad about something. So I was like, what's wrong? And she wouldn't tell me. And so my mom kind of gave me her version of it, which is my kid's bad, which is always my mom's version. It's always my mom's version that the other person is bad. My mom's never bad, and nobody else to a degree, like she picks and chooses who she thinks is bad, but she's never bad. And so when she started to give her version of the story, when my mother did, my daughter actually interrupted her. It's my kid. And was like, no, this is what happened. And she was telling me about an argument that broke out between her and my oldest niece. And about how frustrated she was. And about how frustrated she was helping out with my youngest niece. And she just got real upset and stuff. And I was like, well, it's okay, baby. And I was like, see, if you would have stayed home, you wouldn't be dealing with this right now. And I was like, see, I told you, it's a toss-up. You know, that's like people that look, you know, at life and they're like, oh, the grass is greener on the other side, and then they get over there and guess what? It ain't, you know. Like, you're going to deal with hardships. There's nothing going to stop you dealing from hardships in life. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter what the fuck your background is. It don't matter if you came from money or you came from dirt poor, you know. Like, it doesn't matter. You're going to have hardships in life. But the thing is, you know, how do you go about kind of wearing those hardships and dealing with them, you know? And I get that complaining about them. I completely and totally fucking get that complaining about them is not good. And I get that I may come across that that's all that I do all the time. I guarantee you it's not, though. I try to not complain as much as what I've been taught to. And that's all I can do. When I'm in the same environment of discouraging, you know, talk, it kind of just rubs off on you. It's like even the time I tried to tell my dad thank you for stuff, and he just, when I was a kid, and he just bit my head off. It's like when I went to church and he bit my head off, you know, and by bit my head off, I mean he was rude as hell. Insulting, downgrading, you know, like, you're supposed to be proud when your kids do something that is benefiting them. You're supposed to be supportive. It may not always benefit you, but in the long run it's going to, because they're a reflection of you. So if they do something that benefits them and they do it wholeheartedly, like with integrity and with following the rules and stuff like that, then it's going to benefit you, because you're putting your kid out into the world. The way that your kid behaves reflects upon you as well as your behavior reflects upon your child. And I get that I'm not freaking perfect. Believe me, I'm reminded quite often. But not as much as I used to be, thank God, because I'm hiding. I'm hiding away from those people that like to do that to me, for the most part. But, yeah, I miss my kid, and I hate that the last few times that I've seen her, that, like, to a degree, I can tell she's at least 5%, like, leaning towards wanting to say something, you know, that's like, even if it's like, I miss you, you know? But instead, she's given off this facade that everything is great, she doesn't miss me. You know, she hasn't missed me. She doesn't miss her dogs. She doesn't miss her cats. She doesn't miss anything, you know. And that's what she's gave off. And then, even when she did talk to me the other day, she was asking for some of her material belongings. And I was like, no, you're not getting those. Or, you know, like, she asked for her yearbooks. And I was like, no, you're not getting your yearbooks until you're an adult. Because, hell, I got mine when I was a freaking adult, and my damn brother-in-law threw them in the damn trash. Him and my sister. Like, I wanna make sure that your yearbooks are taken care of. Like, it's not that I don't trust my daughter, it's that I don't trust people. And I know my kid's gonna want to probably take them to school and show her friends and be like, oh, memories and stuff like that. Or even my niece one of them might get mad at her one day and go and rip the pages out of it. And, I mean, so no, she's not getting them. And I hate to be, like, negative and not trusting that good things are gonna come if I give her yearbooks, but I've lived through, you know, thinking, oh, you know, because my mom was the same way. My mom was like, no, you're not getting your yearbooks. And then I, like, snuck and got them when I was, like, in the 6th grade. And I actually took and got a bunch of signatures from people. Like, I backtracked, you know, I was like, hey, man, you never signed this yearbook a long time ago. Will you sign it for me? You know, and stuff like that. And I was so proud, you know, to have them all. And I kept them from, like, 6th grade all the way up. And then whenever I became an adult and I had my daughter, I put the yearbooks in a box, all except for my high school yearbooks. So all my elementary, all my middle school yearbooks, put them in a box in storage, and asked my brother-in-law and my sister if they put it in their storage unit, because it was the last box, like, to be taken over to the storage unit. And they had one the same area as my parents, and I was like, hey, they ain't going over there, but y'all are going over to y'all's today. You mind just putting this one box in there for me? And he's like, yeah, sure, fine, whatever, And they threw it away. They threw it away. And it really hurt me because there's people that passed away from my class that, and those people were honestly the most kind-hearted. They were the ones that would write the long messages in the back, like telling me that I was a good person, and stuff like that. Until they're gone. Can't get them back. But, I could throw up thinking about it. I shouldn't think about it. Oh, God. But anyways, I think my face even got redder because my blood pressure's going up. But, I've just been, I don't know. I feel like I've been done dirty so much by so many. But anyways, back to my baby girl and missing her and not seeing her and then seeing her and her attitude changing and her kind of being like, yeah, everything's great, everything's amazing, everything's wonderful. I'm like, and then me being like, are you sure? Her being like, yeah, just real snippy, It's like, okay. But she asked for yearbooks, and then she asked for a stuffed animal that I remember, like, right before I moved, and even after I got here, like the week after I got here, I was like, hey, because it's like one of her favorite things. And I think I remember a week after I got here. I think I still had it. I don't think I threw it away. But I remember before I moved out, I was like, hey, here's this, toy or whatever, this sentimental wrapped up, like toy that you have, that was one of your favorites. Do you want it? She didn't want it. Now she wants it. And I'm like, the hell if I know where the fuck it's at? I didn't say that to her, but I'm like, you expect for me to go out here and rip open all these damn boxes just to find this one thing for you? And you treating me how? You talking to me how? Like, you telling me to leave you alone for the past 8 months, basically. You changed your phone number, which granted, I get that Nana and Pawpaw probably had some shit to do with that, but you won't even talk to me. You haven't told me any except for one time at one visitation. You admitted that you missed me. You haven't told me that you missed me. You haven't told me that you loved me. For a year and a half, basically. And we used to tell each other that we loved each other, like all the time. Like, she would at least tell me once a day. I would tell her about 3 damn times a day. And I'm like, huh? Like, you expect for me to go out there and rip open the damn boxes and find your toy for you, to give to you. Like, when I tried to give it to you beforehand, and now you're demanding it from me like, like I owe you, something that I don't owe you, baby. Like, and my daughter, because she I guess it's because my mom's teaching her how to be a good narcissist, I don't know, or something, because you don't do that to people if you have any sense of respect for yourself or them, like, you don't wait for somebody to pack something away and it be packed away for months and they tried to ask you beforehand, unless you're very angry, which I get that she is very angry. But at the same time, like, I don't know, like, she's not willing to put in any effort, because in all honesty, there's a part of me that's like, why didn't she just ask to come over? And granted, she'd have to deal with seeing me for a few minutes and be like, hey, I want to look for my my stuffed animal, my teddy bear, and I would have been like, okay, And I would have been like, I think it might be in this box, but I'm not sure. Here, I'll untape it. You can go through it, see if you find it, like. But no, it wasn't that, because no, she don't want to see me, she don't want to see me at all. She don't want to see her dogs. She don't want to see her cats, you know. But instead, it's like, you find it for me, and like hand it down the line, I don't know. It amazed me. I mean, and maybe I shouldn't talk about all the crap that I talk about in my videos, but I'm doing what I need to do to get stress off my shoulders, basically, and talk about things that are on my mind and stuff like that. And I don't have anybody that's supportive to talk to that supports me. Hell, for crying out loud. I tried to laugh it off. Told my grandmother about Nomon today because I'm 30 years old. I live with her. When I came to move in, she told me that she would move in with her niece and let me have it. And she's like, how are you going to make money? And I'm like, don't worry about it, because she's negative about everything. But I was going to make money through babysitting. I had one friend that was going to let me babysit her kid. I've had this one girl that I used to babysit for, even though I felt like she didn't pay me enough money, I ain't going to lie. And she might hate me now once she figured that out. But she hit me up just this past year, and she's like, hey, I've been trying to get a hold of you. And I'm like, what for? And she's like, I know 2 people that they've been needing a babysitter like crazy, and I've been recommending you, but we couldn't find you. Because, like, literally, up until the past 2 years, I hadn't had internet access for I don't know how long. So I was like, okay. And so I was sitting here, and I was like, well, if I got 2, and if I got 1, and if I do this, and if I do that, and then I know people around this area got kids, because we used to live here, me and my daughter, and they were her friends, and they were her playmates, and I was like, I remember this one and that, and and I was like, I can babysit, I have a home, I can babysit, I'll be fine. I mean, granted, it may not be the best money, but damn it, I'll make it, and I was like, that's cool, that's fine, and so I didn't tell her that. I didn't tell my grandmother that. And so, anyways, she didn't move out, and she's still living here. And so, Nomon was kind of asking, he's like, what's she going to think about me, and stuff like that, if I do come and see you and everything. And I'm like, if she wants me to leave, if she wants my life to be better, if she wants me to try at life, then she needs to let me try at it, in whatever ways that means, And I'm like, don't worry about it, and stuff like that. Because my ex-husband, I met him on the internet. And, shit. But, I'm telling who the hell that is. It's a 00 service, okay. But, anyways, I met him through the internet, and he catfished me real bad. But I still thought he was a nice guy. Still married him. But anyways, he came, and he stayed here. He stayed here for 2 weeks. So I was just like, well, kind of the same type of situation, but not really, but okay, we'll work with it. Like, it's the only thing I feel like I can do, because I can't fucking do anything else, basically. But, anyways, so, Shit. Sorry, but anyways, friggin', well, anyways, so I was talking to her about him, and I told her I was going to show her a picture of him because she asked. She's like, "Are you getting catfished again?" And I was like, "No." And I was like, "I've seen him in real life. Like I've seen him. I've spoke to him, through the phone call, through video." And she's like, "Oh, okay," and she's just real doubtful. And so, anyways, I was like, "Yeah, let me show you my favorite picture of him." And I went to go pull it up, and I'd actually asked for pictures from him beforehand, so he sent me some, and I was like, "Well, I'll just show you these." And so I did, and he's got his nieces and nephew with him, and I showed her, and she's like, "Who are those kids?" And I'm like, "His niece and nephew." And she's like, "Well, that one looks like him." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's his niece and nephew." And then she's like,
I don't remember.
I'm talking. But she's like, "It's his niece and nephew." And I'm like, "Okay." And so I showed her that. Yes, I am.
Oh.
And I was like, "No, it's not his kids." Sorry, repeating myself. And but I told him, and I was like, "Yeah," she says, "This is your niece and nephew, or not your niece and nephew, these are your kids," and he's like laughing. He's like, "No, they're not," and everything. And I'm like, "I know." And just stuff like that. But anyways, so I've been talking to her about him, and she's just been saying stuff like that. And so, but yeah. But I'm gonna end this video here. I think. Is there anything else I want to talk about? Something else I was gonna say about him, but it wasn't negative. But I don't remember what it was because my mind's sidetracked. I don't remember. Something about him staying here. I don't know. It's like my ADHD, if I even have it, or whatever is going on. But I'm gonna let everybody go. So I'm gonna upload this, and I hope everybody's doing good. Keep putting your best foot forward. Know that you are important. Know that you need to work on yourself. Know that you're gonna deal with, bad things in life, and to just keep pushing past them, and just keep hoping for the best. Believe in yourself. Work on yourself every day, and take care. And I'll catch you later. Bye.